The global search for critical minerals is ramping up, and in Nova Scotia, the province has now lifted a decades-old ban on uranium exploration. So the province is hoping to find uranium and other critical minerals in these three key regions here. The aim is to find minerals that will help with Canada's clean energy transition and boost the economy. For more this morning, I'm joined by Garth Kirkham. He's a geoscientist and co-chair of the Mineral Resource Mineral Reserve Committee with the Canadian Institute of Mining. You're joining us from Vancouver this morning. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Listen, we know there's been a global push for critical minerals mining, but why is uranium exploration important?
Well, you know, for our green future, really it's critical from the perspective that it is one of the key components for power generation, for clean power, and also for things like medical devices. But really, to get us to net zero, we have to have the energy mix, which includes uranium for nuclear reactors.
Uranium exploration is under the jurisdiction of the provinces, but to get an actual mining project approved, for that you need to go to the feds. So what does it take to have a mining project approved?
Years of, in the not too recent past, years of permitting and regulatory hurdles and environmental assessments, sometimes overlapping each other. So with the climate that we're in now, the public sentiment has changed very quickly, and also government's willingness to move forward with large projects like mining projects and to secure our mineral endowment so that we're not reliant on other nations or other nations aren't trying to take us over kind of thing. So having that secure supply of our own is critical to our future, and Canada's endowment in all minerals is very very broad, and every province has its opportunities. So, you know, in Nova Scotia, there are, exploration for uranium has been banned over the years, and it was mostly from the in the 80s, 3 Mile Island, and issues with protests against nuclear weapons and that kind of thing. So now Saskatchewan has shown that we can do this safely and do it sustainably, and Nova Scotia has a great wealth of minerals. There is a history of legacy mining in Nova Scotia, that there's legacy sites that need to be addressed. So mining does, have a bit of a black eye in certain provinces where that is the case. However, those areas are areas of opportunity where you can go in and you can actually remine the waste and deal with it in a sustainable way.
You touched on them briefly, but, Nova Scotia had a moratorium on uranium mining since the 80s, so like around 45 years, and then an outright ban since around the last 15 years.
Yes.
You touched briefly on some of the concerns. There were also some serious health concerns as well. So what has changed since then?
Well, safety is one, and public perception. When movies come out that really make it look probably more of a risk than it might be. The reaction is to have no risk, which is to have a complete ban. British Columbia did the same thing, where there's been a ban on since I think the 1990s. And the thinking back then was it's a safety thing, plus we want to be a nuclear-free zone, which is very aspirational. But for uranium exploration, particularly for what is being recommended in Nova Scotia, it's not going and mining nuclear or plutonium or nuclear grade weapons grade material. It's for power generation, and and the other thing is that Exploration is benign. It's not, you're not releasing uranium into the environment. You're not actually, and it's only when it's concentrated, when it's a health issue. So.
Garth Kirkham, geoscientist and co-chair of Mineral Reserve Committee with the Canadian Institute of Mining. Thanks for your time this morning. Appreciate you joining us from BC.
Thank you very much.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.